Male friendships are very misunderstood by society, and they're much more valuable and healthy than they're portrayed as. As a dude, I've seen a lot of people talk about male friendships as being bullying competitions, emotionally stunted, toxic, etc. When I ask for their reasoning, I get told that men trash talk each other so their friendships are based on insecurity, that dudes don't open up for their friends or support each other, or that it's just a giant dick swinging contest. I find this portrayal to be very unfortunate, and a deep misunderstanding. I can't speak for all men, so please don't tell me that I am. I can only offer my perspective, and what I've seen in other men. Our trash talking isn't meant to hurt. We should talk our boys because we know they've got our back and vice versa. It's done in the intent of poking fun, of getting a good laugh, and it shows the strength of our bond. In every single male friend group I've had, there were boundaries that weren't crossed. If you trash talk your bro, and he tells you seriously that he doesn't appreciate it, you stop. And those who continue are usually told to quit it. Are there guys who take it too far? Absolutely. Are there guys who simply cannot enjoy it? Yup. The guys who can't trash talk without being toxic should not represent all guys, they're obnoxious and not the majority. As for the emotionally stunted part, again, that's a hilariously bad way of seeing it, and again, not speaking for all men, but a significant number of guys just don't want to sit down and talk about how they feel all the time. If I have a serious issue or feeling and want to bring it up to my friend, I will, and he'll listen 100%. We don't open up all the time, but that makes the times we do very significant and serious, and we give full attention. Saying that guys don't open up because of society isn't the full picture. We open up, but selectively. To our closest friend, our dad, our brother, our uncle or father figure, etc. My friends don't need to be aware of my emotional state at all times. I love them to death, and if they want to talk to me they can. But we hang out to do activities with each other, talk shit and forget about our problems. Male and female friendships have different dynamics, and that's okay. We should learn to accept these differences, recognize the flaws inherent to each dynamic, and make them better, but we shouldn't label one dynamic as being inherently flawed just because it's different than the other. I would never trade the awesome bonds I've made for anything, and I do not believe they'd be better without the trash talk, or with more opening up. Ultimately you see things the way you want to, but saying this is the same as saying that female friendships are just gossip and drama. It's at best, an exaggeration, and at worst, a hollow echo of the truth. Edit, I'm very happy this opinion is popular. Far too many guys are shamed into thinking their way of things isn't the right one. I needed to see this positivity. You're all fucking kings, stay blessed. You're completely right. Me and my mates joking about ourselves isn't putting each other down, it's a way of us all not taking ourselves too seriously and just getting on with life. And like you said, when I do come to a mate with an issue they know it's serious and they'll completely help me out. I love my friendship group because it's so chilled out and really reminds me that things aren't too bad for me, especially when I'm being overly dramatic about something, and when things do get a bit rocky I have people I can turn to. Politeness indicates a wide social distance, that is, you use it with those not in your in-group. Being able to poke fun or tease someone indicates the opposite, that you are in a close relationship. We treat males as defective females currently. It's as if any disparity with how men and women act must be because the men are doing it wrong. Call men emotionless? Valid, and they need to be more like women. Call women emotional? How dare you say such a mean thing? Edit, I know that there is a very real issue with men suppressing emotions, but there's a lot of nuance and individuality with issues like that, and my point is the blanket statements of telling men to act like women is not a solution. I think it's stupid to generalize about something like this. I'm a woman, and I've always heard that women are supposed to have very close, supportive, nurturing friendships. Most of my friendships with women have not been like that. Sometimes they're there for me, sometimes they're not, sometimes they actively hurt me. Mostly we just do activities. I wish I had one of those awesome supportive BFFs like you see on television shows and in books. But either I'm missing out on the great friendships that other women get to have, or it's an exaggeration and all friendships are different. As a gay man, I love my straight friends and I know they love me back, mainly because I refuse to judge them through the ideological lens of a coward. It's easy to demonize men when you're afraid to face them. Surprise, surprise, all it took for me was to open my heart, be vulnerable and speak in my own words and not those of some made-up cosmogony of why men suck and they did the same. Men are humans. If you can't see the humanity in men and their exchanges, you are stuck in some mind games yourself. If the foundation for male friendships are based on insecurity, then my friendships must be stronger than steel. I completely agree, but I've almost never heard this. I usually hear about girl friendships being trashy/fake and only gossiping. I trash talk the friends that trash talk me, but if anyone else trash talk them, they better protect their kneecaps. The amount of people who have asked me if I'm gay, just because I'm super friendly and open towards men, is pretty ridiculous. I love this post so much. I don't know if it was your point, but this is so wholesome. We stan healthy relationships. Actually, I prefer talking to guys because they don't always say stuff just to make me feel better. When I said a self-deprecating joke that was supposed to be funny, they don't understand, sad face, they just don't understand. Actually, now that I think about it, great friendship between guys has been portrayed in a lot of TV shows, like Friends, Joey and Chandler, Scrubs, and Italian shows I've seen, while the female characters in those same shows haven't got boundaries as strong and often fight between each others. I rarely see, both in Italian, American, or other shows, a real best friend female couple, except maybe for Grey's Anatomy and Sex and the City, a bit unrealistic. Before reading your post, I thought the opposite, that females are stereotyped as being is false relationships. That isn't an opinion, but a fact. But I agree with this 117%. I'd just like to say that some people don't like this sort of friendship. I've always had two separate friend groups. One from my current, well-graduated now, school, and one from my previous school. My older group of friends don't act like this, we laugh but hardly ever at anyone's expense and we get on amazing. The second group practically solely relies on insults and tearing people down for our comedy, and are the exact sort of thing you're describing. Near the end of school it started to change me and I was becoming toxic as well. Guess which group I still hang out with? It's not fun to have your friends point out your insecurities and just kinda be toxic and shit on anything you're passionate about. In my older friend group we build each other up and I can tell we will be friends forever. I haven't seen the toxic friends in about 8 months and I don't miss them much at all. A couple of the nice ones I'll still talk to, but CBA ever hanging out with all of them again, such a shit time compared to hanging out with my nice friends. I'm 15 and I've never had a male friend group, but the males I've come across have all brutally pushed me to the point where I didn't want to do anything other than just stay in my room and sleep. It's nice to know that there are males out there who are non-toxic. A lot of my guy friends can be abusive, but it's just playful teasing, and if feelings are ever hurt usually an attempt is made to make up for it. I do unfortunately know a lot of emotionally stunted males and I myself might be in that category, but it's not a life-ruining thing at all. I'd say, having guys as a friend has pros and cons just like with women. Both can provide a different outlook for advice and both can help in different ways. I'm a guy who doesn't mind talking about emotions with women, but when I'm with the boy we are just that. A group of dudes getting shit-faced and being as not sad as we possibly can. Really? In my country, both genders trash talk, girls a bit more, but girls support each other dramatically, yes, that drama, when it is necessary. Are there guys who take it too far? Absolutely. Are there guys who simply cannot enjoy it? Yup. I'm one of those guys that really don't enjoy a friendship based on non-stop trash talking. I agree there can be a time and place for it, like during a competition of some kind. But to make everything a dick measuring contest or to mock/belittle your friends is something I'm not a fan of. and I've experienced those types of male friendships firsthand. It's basically made me very hesitant to form friendships with other guys now, and I've noticed that male friend groups tend to naturally organize themselves into hierarchies, where one is the ringleader, and his subordinate buddies, the beta males of the group, will always laugh at his jokes or follow along with what he's doing. As a result, it's made me not want to be friends with the vast majority of people. In essence, we're just like other primates, and I'd rather form friendships with other species.